Right, welcome back to Mark Thomas Custom Wood. We're going to be carrying on where we left off on this one, everyone. So we'll just wait around now to see who's jumping in. I'll have a swig of my tea. We're going to carry on planing this timber. So let's just hope we get everyone jumping back on here that we had on earlier. We had a really good live earlier. There was a lot of people on here, a lot of comments, a lot of likes. We've done all right on that one, so we're happy. So I'm hoping this one's going to be the same as the last one. It is a bit later on a Sunday today, mind. We're at 2 o'clock. So I don't know what people are going to jump on today. We're testing out different times. So, for those of you jumping in on this live, my watch is saying stuff to me. Right, for those of you jumping in on this live, we are going to show you what we are doing. I'll just wait for some people to jump on here now. Welcome to the channel. I'm just having a swig of my tea. We're just getting ready to go live, just for those of you who's joining in right now, because I never get a chance to drink it when we go live. I only manage to drink about half, and then the other half goes freezing cold. Right, for those of you who's jumping on this live right now, we'll just have a quick recap on what we have been doing. Now, we've picked up some maple. I took it off a job. We planed this maple down, all right? This was a floor that I took up. Then we got the maple down to this. Once I got the timber nice and flat, I then glued 3 pieces together, which left me with this. And once we glued those 3 together, we cut the ends off on a rip saw, which was a right pain to do, I'm not going to lie. And then we were left with these, which we then planed down. And then we come, well, that's what we was left with in the end, these beautiful bits of maple. So, what we're going to be making is a lovely maple cutting board. It's going to be an end grain board. That's the plan of action. That's what we're going to be making. So in this video now, as it's getting a little bit dark in the UK, I thought I might as well jump on you. I got nothing to do outside at the moment. And I've said I was going to finish off this live video from earlier, because we had quite a few people on our live that we done earlier. So I'm hoping some of them are going to jump back on. Excuse me. So let's get to the video now, and let's carry on. Those of you who got any questions, comments, please drop them below. All right, our lad, have you tried Dixon cider or cider from Asda's yet? No, I haven't. YouTube user, is that what your name is? I don't know what that stuff is like. Thanks for the likes, mate. So anyway, those of you jumping on the live, if you want to follow this content from start to finish, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can be updated when I go live. We're only doing a bit of planing today, but a lot of you liked this earlier, so I thought I'd jump back on and we'll carry on planing this. So this is the timber we've got, and this is what we're going to be planing. So we're going to get this down to about 35mm thickness. So I'll just start the planer now and start sending some of them through. I don't drink YouTube user, to be honest with you. I don't touch a drop. I am teetotal because I'm always in this workshop running tools. Right, so here goes. There's the first piece of timber coming out. Looking nice. Well, it looks like I've sent the first piece through, and I need to empty the back because this planer's got an habit of blocking up. So if you just bear with me while I clear this out quickly. So only unscrewing the back by here, this piece comes off and then I can empty it. But we've had a lot of sawdust in here from earlier. We did get on with a lot of planing earlier. So I'm just going to clear this out quick if you bear with me, for those of you who's just joined onto the live. Right, I've cleared that out. Got an habit of blocking up, but it saves on sucking all this sawdust into your lungs. Now you don't want to be in a room planing without the windows open. You certainly want to try and use a dust extraction if you've got it. It is bad for the health. Right, so now I've sorted that out. I know I'm shouting a bit. I don't know if you can hear me. Just say if I'm talking too loud and I'll... Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. So anyway, we're going to be making a maple board, but it involves a lot of planing. Obviously, for those of you who's been following these videos knows I've rescued a lot of this timber. It was an old timber floor. We've glued them together, and now we're going to plane these down into 35mm by 35mm squares. And the plan of action, what I'm planning to do is I am going to make a end grain board, and I'm just going to tip these squares like this all the way across the board, which we will be getting to that in a couple of videos, and then we can actually glue all these together and make some maple end grain chopping board out of it. So that's the plan of action, but to get there we need to get through the planing. Hi, how are you? And yes, so I'm yabbering on a bit. I will carry on with the video, and I'll wait to see if all our regulars jump on here as well. But don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to follow this from start to finish. So here goes. We'll carry on with the planing now and see where this takes us. Taking off a little too much, really. Right, don't forget, everyone is jumping on this live at the moment. We had people from all over the world on our live earlier, about an hour or so ago. And we had people from Africa, well, all sorts. South Africa, the lot. USA, Canada, Pennsylvania. We had them all on ya. So just drop in the comments where you're from so I can get back to you all. And this is what we are going to head to do today. I'm playing. We're going to make this beautiful maple into 35mm by 35mm. So that's the plan of action. That's what you're watching right now. It's a simple job, but we're just going to get this down to the right dimension. Let me grab some pieces I planed on a previous live just to show you. So this is what we are going to be making. This is going to be the board, all right? So when I cut all these now, we're going to have them all faced like this. So that's what we're going to create. It's going to be left, right, all the way through. That is what's going to make my board. And then I'm going to glue all these together. It's probably going to be on next week's live. That is the glue up, I'd imagine. And that's the board that we're going to make. So we're going to go ahead and get all this planing done today. I can go ahead then next week and we can do a glue up live. And then we can actually start sanding and sorting the board out then on next week's live. So just stay with me on this one if you want to watch. Don't forget, mind, if you want to follow this from start to finish, don't forget to like and subscribe because you're only going to miss the next video and you'll be gutted. So just make sure you like and subscribe just so you can follow this job from start to finish and you're never going to miss nothing, man. So, we're going to drop the planer down now. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. You just drop in the comments where you're from and I will get back to you. And we will go ahead and carry on with the planing. Right, because it's nice and quiet on you, I'll go ahead and plane. Looks like it's blocked up once again, so I'll just go ahead and clean the back of this out now. So we'll clean him out. Yeah, that's full. We've got a massive bag of sawdust under here I've got to get rid of, and the pile is getting bigger. So let's have a clean of this. It is a right pain doing this, but you've got to keep up with it, otherwise you'll have a room full of dust and you're sucking all that into your lungs. So it looks like we're good to go. So we will go ahead and carry on with the planing now. Thank you for the likes, that is absolutely awesome. So yeah, we're going to carry on with this planing. Let me just show you, for those of you who've only jumped on, this is what it started off life as, right? This is Canadian flooring. It says Canada flooring on the bottom. Don't know if you can see that. I ripped this old floor up in a customer's house. She had suspended floors. A lot of it was good. A lot of it was bad. So I took all this out. We then planed it down to this. This is what we was left with after planing the flooring. So we had some lovely pieces of maple, but there. Then I went ahead and glued 3 of them together. That's what we're left with there. Then we planed them down to 35mm by 35mm blocks, and that is what's going to create our end grain chopping board. So that's what I'm trying to make. It is awkward. I am recycling old timber, which is not always easy. There are imperfections in it. There's stuff like this I'm trying to get rid of, but I'm seeing what I can actually make out of this. Because I didn't want to throw it in the skip. I certainly didn't want to burn the wood. So I'm going to try and make something out of it. So that's the plan. So we'll carry on now with the planing, spit it out mark. And I need to plane this down to 35mm like I keep saying. And then we got something that we can start gluing up and making into a beautiful board. But it's been going on a while. We've done a lot of lives on this. There's been a lot of planing. Let me just show you the amount of sawdust we got under there. Look at that big massive bag I got to try and get rid of there. So we are going to be getting rid of all of that as well. Tell me if you can see me or not. Is that all right? Can you see the plane over there? So yeah, we'll just set up now. It's a little bit quiet on here with the comments today. So as it's quiet, I'll take this opportunity and carry on planing. But if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. For those of you who haven't liked and subscribed, like and subscribe as well, so you don't miss out when I post future. When I come live next, you can obviously have a notification to jump on there. So anyway, I've just had my food. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a bit confused, I think. So we're going to carry on with this live anyway for you guys and girls. And let's just crack on. Get a bit blocked. I just need to empty it out again. It's obviously blocking up all the time, so I just need to clear this out quickly to carry on, because I'm not filling this room full of dust and I'm certainly not breathing it in. So let me just clear this out a sec. That's looking good. And take this opportunity to have a sip of my tea. Right, so now we can carry on with the planing. So I will just carry on with what I'm doing. Like I said, I've got this set by Alright, this stop. And this is set to 35mm down by here. So once I hit that stop, I know I don't need to plane anymore. So it's just a simple stop you can use on these planers. So I'll just go ahead now and I'll carry on planing this. There's something blocking up in here. So we're just going to clear this blockage out quickly. Starting to get on my nerves a bit now. We're stopping every 2 seconds here. I don't know where it's jammed up in there. Let's have a look. Don't seem to be anything in there. Don't know what's going on. I've cleaned it out 3 times now in the last 5 minutes, but I certainly don't want to be sucking all that dust in. So I think we're cleared out now. So it should be good to carry on. I'll just plug it back in. Right, so here goes. Let's go again. Hi, how are you? Hi to everyone. How are we? Where are we from? Drop in the comments below. What's this homosexual doing? Planing. Can't you see the plane number there, look? That's what it's called, planing. Simple job. Right. As you can see on the video, this is firing out some dust. So what I need to do now, I need to get into the back end there and I need to clear it out. Doesn't look like there's anything in there, but it's certainly firing dust out. And I don't want to be breathing this dust in, alright? So we're just going to have a look. It looks pretty clear in there, but as you can see, I'm planing. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's firing out a lot of dust, and I don't want to be breathing that in. So I need to have another look at it. Every time I'm taking this off, there's nothing in there. So I think something's jammed up. So we're just going to have a little look now. There's only a bit in there, and there's hardly nothing up there. So I don't know what's causing it. So we'll have a look now.